There's an aphorism in sports and life. Nothing is guaranteed. 1 year ago, the Grizzlies were an explosion of good vibes, surging toward what they genuinely believed to be the beginning of a dynasty. Brash and gifted, Memphis was eventually humbled by a champion that knows how steep basketball's mountainside really is. But that defeat felt more like a lesson learned than a missed opportunity. Now, in light of Ja Morant's suspension and eventual aftermath for brandishing a gun on his Instagram Live, and a subsequent apology in which he announced that he would take some time away to get help and work on learning better methods of dealing with stress and my overall well-being, Memphis is feeling how fraught the path to greatness can be for even the most grinding NBA team. Another day, another controversy for Ja Morant. The Memphis Grizzlies star has been in hot water over the last few months for his questionable decisions off the court, most of which involve a gun or are related to guns. Recently, Morant got into trouble after allegations of him punching a minor and threatening a mall employee surfaced. Honestly, guys, sometimes I think to myself, why can't athletes just play the game and stay out of trouble? I guess it's easier than it looks. Anyways, you'd think that with all the gun-related trouble he's been in, that Ja Morant would stay clear of any firearms, at least publicly. For some reason, though, the Grizzlies star thought it would be a good idea to flash a pistol while filming an IG Live in a club. Because it's the internet, word got around quickly, and video of the incident was taken by some quick fans. Yikes. That's not a good look on Ja Morant, who got in trouble before pointing a laser at another guy after a disagreement with him. NBA fans were quick to react to this news. Some fans also pointed out the problems that the Grizzlies and Morant's PR team are dealing with right now. It's already bad enough that the player is dealing with gun-related charges, against a minor too. Now, he's actively showing off said gun in a public place. That's never a good look for anyone. We'll see how the Grizzlies respond to these new allegations around their star point guard. Morant is an incredible player, who is only going to get better. However, these off-court issues, most of which are frankly avoidable for him, are becoming more and more common. Ja Morant is the perfect example of what Unc Shannon Sharp meant when he mentions Morant is hustling backwards. The All-Star has been suspended by the team for a number of games. The NBA also released a statement where they confirmed they are investigating the situation. One of their spokespeople, Mike Bass, talked to ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, and he said, "We are aware of a social media post involving Ja Morant and are investigating. This can only work in a couple of ways, but Ja Morant sounds like he has been getting in trouble for a little longer than we anticipated. Either Ja turns back on this life and focuses, or he continues down this path." Wondering what his father, the Usher lookalike himself, could be telling him right now is something everybody thinks about at this very moment. Hopefully, Ja Morant can follow the advice of some NBA veterans too, and he can avoid wasting away his career over a life that doesn't suit him. People online are being ruthless against Ja Morant. A person with his superiority complex can instantly react in violent fashion, either verbally or physically. The Memphis Grizzlies are definitely taking matters into their own hands with the aforementioned suspension. All these multiple reports of his constant negative attitude and proclivity towards violence needs to be addressed. Those multiple game suspensions should be more than enough for everybody who loves Ja Morant and wants him to succeed to stage an intervention, because Ja Morant is well on his way to destroy his career if he continues with these antics. It would be an absolute shame wasting one of the NBA's most exciting new players in many years. As many would argue, Ja Morant performs basketball poetry when he plays. He needs to listen to people's sound advice and focus on basketball. When asked for his reaction to Morant's Instagram Live video, Tyus Jones said, "It's a lot of emotion in it. You just want the best for him. That's all I'm going to comment on that situation. Obviously, it's a personal matter and something we're dealing with in-house. It's an emotional time. You want the best for him. He's family. You care for him and love family. You just want the best for him." On his level of confidence that Morant and the team can work through this, Jones added, "I'm confident in both of those. I'm confident that the team will move forward. I'm confident that we're going to continue to stay together and rally together. We still have a job to do. We're still striving to continue to improve as a team. We still have goals we're trying to reach. I'm confident that Ja is going to handle his business and continue to do what he needs to do to get himself in the right place. When it's time to continue to play basketball, he'll be ready to go, whenever it may be." Desmond Bane also spoke on Morant's situation, saying, "We're a big family. We're wrapping our arms around him and showing our love to him. He's a resilient guy, tough-minded guy. Whenever he's ready to come back, we'll welcome him with open arms." Charlotte Hornets guard Terry Rozier weighed in on the situation, telling Ja Morant to chill via a post on Rozier's Instagram story. The Charlotte Hornets have had their own issues off the court over the last year, and while Rozier seems to have a playful tone with Morant, it's clear to almost everybody that the Grizzlies star needs to move smarter. Amidst all the Ja Morant drama, Grizzlies veteran Steven Adams called out the team's younger players for their behavior on the road. There was a players-only meeting recently where Steven Adams, their veteran center, he spoke about how the team needs to show better discipline on the road, how they need to stay away from going out when they're on the road. Shams Charania said, "As a result of the Instagram live video where Morant flashed a gun at a rowdy club, the Colorado Police Department have now launched an investigation into the Grizzlies star. It's the latest in a string of incidents this season, including a civil lawsuit against Morant and 3 on-court scuffles in a month. 2 of the fights involved Dylan Brooks. The loading area incident was an extension of the on-court argument the Grizzlies had with the Pacers that resulted in Morant's best friend being ejected and banned from home games for a year. We're all grown," Brandon Clark said. "I think at this point, we're all past that. We're a young team, but we're not super young. We've grown past those kinds of issues." Before this weekend suspension, Morant's agent, Jim Tanner, addressed a previous gun-related report from The Athletic, telling The Washington Post, "Any and every allegation involving a firearm has been fully investigated and could not be corroborated. This includes the NBA investigation last month, in which they found no evidence." Regarding the report that Morant punched a teenager multiple times last summer, Tanner said it was purely self-defense, and that Morant was not charged with a crime despite admitting to police that he swung first. All of this is worrying on a number of levels that should be obvious to everyone reading this article. Morant has a problem and needs to address it. There's plenty of time for him to reorient his priorities. But none of the events that have happened are isolated incidents. Morant's actions are deeply rooted in a history of entitled behavior. His holding a gun in front of a phone camera thinking there would be no consequences is one symptom of more significant issues, not the cause. The Grizzlies responded with the type of punishment that small market franchises very rarely hand down to a superstar. It's a big deal. And, as secondary as it might be, it remains unknown how he, his teammates, and his coaches will react. If his behavior continues, owning the best defense won't be enough to carry Memphis further than it went last season. It's too soon to characterize what has happened as a fall from grace, but it's not too soon to think that this fate is within the realm of possibility for Morant and the Grizzlies. Hope you liked the video, guys. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more amazing NBA content. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.